Hello there, welcome to the first chapter of the Focus book, Discover, Connect, Achieve. This is the first video in this chapter, and what I'd like you to do, I'd like you to comment in the section below. I can then reply, and then together we can develop more resources that you can use with your children, young people, as you start to teach them this idea. Because this idea will be a key life skill for them going forward. So, this is the chapter. It's literally 2 pages. And I will talk about the picture as the main feature in a minute. So, the main learning outcome, the main point of this first principle is that the way you focus changes your experience of life, and depending on what you focus on, that's how you experience life. Now then, before we get there though, when you're looking at this with your children, I suggest you start with a picture. This is the picture. There you go. Everything you do counts. Everything. And you could then approach this from the point of view is that you're very important. The young person, child, in fact, even you are very, very important. And you are here to do stuff. To do stuff. That's what you're here for. No one is the same as you. No one has the same who you are as you. And no one is born in this time, in this moment, in this place, surrounded by people as you are. No one. So I suggest you start with your child just discussing this. So because you are unique, because you are very important, everything you do counts. And I do suggest as well, this is the picture. We sell these pictures, we sell prints of the pictures of the book, and it's very handy if you put them on the wall. So after the lesson, the child can look at the pictures and remember what you're learning. Now if we look at the picture, it's a chap who's noticed a ball, who's kicked a ball, and then he'll either smash a window or score a goal. Now the reason that focus is important is because what you focus on is what you notice. You notice what you're focusing on. So this boy there is focusing on the ball. Okay? So the reason that focus is so important is because focus determines what you then do. And what you do is important because you are. And everything you do counts. So I'll say that again. Because you are important, everything you do counts. And what you do is based on what you notice, and what you notice is created by your focus. So you could sit down with your child, get a piece of paper and scribble that down with them. And just go over this video so you can hear what I said. Just write that down and play with it. All right? You've got the picture as well, and you've also got the story. So I'm not going to read it out loud to you now, but this page goes into the detail of that. And then the next page is absolutely key, although I have a funny feeling I'm going to keep saying this. The next page is absolutely key because it tells you what focus looks like. And we're going to look at that more deeply in another chapter. So I'm not going to talk about it now. But as you're at home with your child, your young person, talking through this book, this first principle will be around that picture, the fact they are important, everything they do is important. What you do is what you've noticed, and what you notice is what you focus on. And you can definitely read that out to them. You can have a discussion with them about that. And then you can gently introduce the idea of what focus actually is by reading the second page, the words under the picture. And again, use the picture. As I said, you can get big A4 versions if you want. You can use the picture in the chapter and use it as an opener discussion. So it could be, okay, look at that boy, look what he's doing. What do you think you would notice? What do you think you could do? What do you think would happen if they smashed the window? What do you think would happen if they smashed a goal? Sorry, what would happen if they scored a goal? What would happen if they smashed the window? So use the picture as a discussion piece. Really what this book is about as well is the communication between you and your child. So, you know, there's no right or wrong here, but just use the first principle, talk quite a lot on what I've just said, but then read the book, look at the picture, get them to have a conversation with you about it, and then comment in this lesson, tell me how that went, and again we can build on that. Okay, so that's the first lesson. Let me know how it goes. Thank you very much.